So you may have seen my recent video about the Lucidity app for Android. Well, it recently just got a new update and I want to talk a little bit about that. Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me Matt here, and today I'm talking the new Lucidity update. Now if you don't know already, the Lucidity app is an app for Android that helps you with lucid dreaming. It can do all sorts of things, from a dream journal, to helping you with reality checks, to helping you actually analyse your dreams and find out, common dream things that reoccur, so you can actually perform reality checks when you encounter them and get lucid and so on. And I started using it in early February, and I made a video about it, and I really liked the app. But recently they've just released an update that basically makes everything so much better, and I'm loving the app so much right now that I wanted to make a video about it. Now first of all, I just want to say that this isn't a sponsored video. I just enjoy the app, so I wanted to talk a bit about it. I did actually manage to get in touch with the developer of Lucidity though, and I had a quick chat with him over email, and so I'm going to mention some of the things that he said in this video. In fact, I actually recorded this video already, but because I had that chat over email after I recorded it, I figured I would re-record it and mention some of the things that he said. So the first thing that I want to mention is the settings button. If you actually saw my original video, you'll remember that I mentioned that the only fault that I could really find with the app was that the settings button took me a while to find. It was kind of obscured by the icon of the app, and so I didn't find it until I kind of found it by mistake. But they've actually replaced that. They just have a normal settings icon there, so it's easy to see that it's a settings button. So that's completely resolved that problem, so I'm really happy about that. Now as you'll see, I've got a few dreams in there already, so you probably won't be able to see this very well, but to the side of the dreams there is a little icon on some of these dreams, on 3 of the dreams, and it is a little spinning top like the one that you have in Inception, and like the one that used to be the icon of the app. The icon of the app has actually changed now, but it's got this little spinning top, and that means that was a lucid dream. So you actually got a button now when you go into your dream and you edit it, you can just say whether this dream was lucid or not. So for example, I can put lucid, I can say that it's lucid, I can say that it's a favourite dream as well if I really like this dream and I just want to remember it. I can put in the date as before when it happened, but also you can now specify the time of day that it happened. So for example, I have a lot of my lucid dreams happen in the morning because they happen at the very end of my sleep and that. But other times, I might have a lucid dream, early in the night, or I might actually have an afternoon nap and so on. And so it lets you pick, it lets you pick between morning, night, afternoon and evening, so you can actually say when you had your lucid dream, because you might find that for you, afternoon naps are just the best for lucid dreaming, but you don't seem to have lucid dreams at night. So this helps you kind of analyse that and so on. Another thing, and this I really like, is the ability to actually put in the hours you slept for. As you may know, there are all these apps for Android and for iPhone that let you track your sleep and that. But I actually tried to use one recently and I found that it kind of didn't seem to work very well for me. I think it's just because my phone, the sensors on it are bad and that. This phone is half broken and everything. I really need to replace it at some point. But yeah, I think the sensors are just bad, so it doesn't really work. And so on this one, you can just manually input on the clock what time you actually went to bed and then the time that you actually woke up. And obviously it's not tracking it for you, so you have to actually know roughly when you went to sleep and when you woke up. But the nice thing about this is it actually gives you some statistics about this afterwards. So if I actually exit that dream here and I go to the statistics page, on the general tab, one of the tabs there, if you scroll down there is this thing called average sleep time, and it documents how long you've slept. So you can see if your sleep is fluctuating and so on. And you can also see maybe I was getting more sleep on the nights when I had lucid dreams, or I was getting less sleep on the night when I had lucid dreams, and that could actually help you with lucid dreaming as well. There's also things it tells you how long the descriptions of the dreams are, so sometimes you just don't remember much of a dream and you just write really brief descriptions, whereas other times you have a really detailed description of the dream, and so you can see on different days it will have a different description length than that. And perhaps the best thing about the statistics screen that I like now is that you can now track different labels. I mentioned in the previous video that you could label your dreams different things. So for example, one label that I actually use is precognitive. I have a video about this I've done before. Basically, I tend to have these dreams every so often that a dream, the theme of the dream is related to something that I end up experiencing later that day. Basically, the way I see it is that, the brain is likely very good at predicting things that you're going to do and so on. And so I occasionally have these, and I like to track these and have a look at them. I try to figure out, for example, how my brain was able to know what I was going to do that day. And they're very interesting to me, so I tag those dreams. In fact, I actually had one this morning. I had a dream that I was in a graveyard, and it was kind of very weird, and there was no way that I would think that a graveyard related dream would be precognitive. Except that when I was walking back from town today, I was walking along and I ended up walking through the cemetery, and like I didn't even think about it. It was only when I was walking through it and I was looking around, I was like, hey, this looks like my dream. But yeah, so I tagged that, and now I can actually, look at statistics for my actual tags. So I can look at statistics for how many precognitive dreams I've had and so on, and look at that over time. So for example, you might not be able to see it, but on my chart it just has like this big blip for today, because I haven't actually had any others. I've only been using this new update and putting in the new dreams since I think March 16th, so 5 days now. In that time I've had 3 lucid dreams, 1 precognitive dream, and a total of 7 dreams. So now I've gone back into the screen where I can actually edit one of my dreams, because I want to talk a bit more about the features there, because there's actually a lot more that I haven't even mentioned yet. So after you can put in, your sleep time and whether you're lucid and so on, you can also set a bunch of other things. So for example, you can set if it's a nightmare, if it's a recurrent dream, if it's an occurrence of sleep paralysis, or if it's a false awakening. Then below that you can actually add notes, any additional information you want to provide about the dream. Or for example, if there's something there that they haven't added a button for and you would like to have that information there, then you can put that in there. And then below that they have these sliders. They have a slider for how lucid you are, a slider for how vivid the dream was, and a slider for how realistic the dream was. And you can put them from anywhere from 0 to 10. So for example, this dream that I've got opened up here, it says Lucidity 6, because I was lucid, but it was kind of like I wasn't very conscious in that dream. I put how vivid it was, I put a 6 as well. It was kind of like, it was okay-ish level of clarity, but it wasn't super clear, it wasn't super murky either, it was just a little bit above kind of middle ground. Realism I put 5 because it wasn't particularly realistic, but it wasn't like super weird and super dreamlike either. So the labels screen has been updated. You now have these categories of labels. So for example, you have emotions, you can put whether it was a sad dream, a dream that scared you, a dream that made you happy, and whatever. You have some basic labels, some basic tags. But also, one of the things that I really like is they have a set of tags specifically for the method that you used. I was actually adding in tags to do this before. I was adding in tags for, like mild and so on, so that I could see what method I used. But they've actually done this now in this one. They've added in these tags, and so you can just tag what method that you used when you got lucid, which is really nice. Then you've also got a section where you can record audio. So for some of you guys, you might not like writing your dreams down when you wake up in the middle of the night. You might find it easier to actually speak about the dream. So if that's you, then you can go to the audio tab and you can record a short little message talking about the dream or whatever. Or maybe you just want to add some detail. You've written down the dream, but you want to talk about it a bit as well, so you can do that. They also have this drawing screen where you can actually draw things from the dream, which I think is really cool. You do need to be premium for this feature though. The other features that I mentioned, you don't need premium for. There is one more feature that I believe that you need premium for that I haven't yet mentioned, and that is something they've added where you can actually now choose the theme of the Lucidity app, so you can actually change how it looks. So for me, I actually started using Lucidity because I liked how it was kind of lighter looking than things like Awoken. I think Awoken and the other apps out there are really good apps, but for me personally, I just liked the way that this one looked. And the user interface to me actually matters a lot with this kind of thing, especially if I'm using it like in the middle of the night and so on. So I like how it looks, how it is. But if you're someone that prefers a darker theme, or you prefer it to look different or whatever, then perhaps you can play around with the themes. Now next I want to address something that the developer actually mentioned. Someone actually commented below one of my videos about the new Lucidity update. They were a bit concerned about the colours being changed. Basically, if you've used Lucidity already, you'll know that you can colour tag dreams different colours. And you can still do that on this version. But on this version, rather than the whole dream appearing in that colour, it just has like a little icon in that colour. Now, for me personally, I actually kind of like this because it makes it easier to read the text still, while still allowing you to have a colour. But someone actually mentioned they preferred it the old way. They would like to have the dreams appear in that colour. And the developer actually mentioned that he's looking into actually putting in a feature so you can actually choose which one you want. So if you want it so the dreams are all just one colour, but you can have the icon, you can have it that way. Or if you want it so the dream shows up in the colour that you choose, then you can do that too. I don't know when that feature will be coming out or whatever, but he mentioned that he's looking into that, so that's good news. Now he was also kind enough to give me some premium promo codes for this app. So if you guys actually want a chance to win one of those, all you have to do is follow me on Twitter and send me a message at Tipharot and tell me what you like about lucid dreaming or what you want to do in a lucid dream, something that you like about the experience, and I'm just going to pick a few of you guys and send you out the codes. And also related to all of this, the developer did say in his email to me that he plans to release a standalone app that has the old version in it. So if there are any of you who for whatever reason just don't like the new version and you want the old version, don't worry about that. He plans to actually release that separately, so that's still available. Now I'll put a link to the Lucidity app down in the description below. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe up there for more. And if you want to keep watching, check out the video that's linked on screen. Thanks for watching guys, take care.